Good day, everyone. Terry Lee Harrison here with another edition of Let's Talk Networking. As you know, I'm passionate about helping coaches, consultants, and solopreneurs be able to network in the most dynamic and lucrative way. I'm joined today by Michael DeHaan of the Greater Sydney area. Michael, welcome.
Thank you for having me, Terry Lee. I'm so excited.
I'm excited. It's so great to everyone. I'm so excited just to have a moment to chat with Michael and see what's the latest with him and mainly to chat with you all because we have such an important topic. But before we get into it, Michael, I'm going to introduce you a little bit more formally to our crowd. So Michael is a co-founder and the Wellbeing leader at Quantum Leap Global. Again, he's coming to us from Sydney. And Michael, if you had a fun fact to share with us about yourself, what would you share?
Oh, fun fact. That's a really good question. I'll share with you that I went overseas, I'm going to say about over 20 years ago, and we're in Paris. And I got up on stage and danced, was in a burlesque show, and I won. I won the show.
No kidding. No kidding. Okay, that's a fun fact.
That is a fun fact, yes. People that have seen me dance Terry Lee can't work out how I won.
It must have been your time. Well, that is great. We're going to talk about, that was a fun fact, but we're going to talk about a super serious subject. And that is this week in my social media and our events that we have that coming up that I'm hosting, we're talking a lot about money mindset and expanding your money mindset. And Michael, all of our business owner friends, every day when we wake up, we have our goals we want to accomplish and the things we want to do. And yet there's something that we bring with us every day if we don't deal with it, right? And you know what that is. Would you like to talk to us a little bit about it?
Yeah, I'd love to. And there's a lot of work we do is, one, I just want to share is that this sort of societal norms and behaviours that we're seeing, there's a certain conditioning when we're sort of growing up, and that's really around the female being the carer and the male being the provider. So, and it even drills down further, Terry, in regard to, so men can't cry, don't talk about feelings. And for women, it's very much around, they always put everyone first. So this is sort of a conditioning that we have societal. And then we overlay that with conditioning around how we were brought up as children. So a lot of where we get our beliefs and behaviours, in particular around money, is from our parents. So, and it's generally from that sort of 0 to 7 years old where you don't really have your conscious mind formed. So however they're showing up, that's the programs that you're putting in your body. Which, if you've got parents that have got a healthy mindset around money, an abundant mindset around money, and that's flowing through to you, that's fine. But what we're seeing is the vast majority have this sort of scarcity mindset around money, and that's what's showing up. When I talk to a lot of business owners, and it shows up in many different ways.
Yeah, and the truth is, if we don't deal with it, all the things we want to accomplish, they're not going to happen, right? Or they're not going to happen in anytime soon. Is that true?
That's so true. And what we find is that because a lot of these beliefs and programming is in our subconscious mind, so we don't even know they're there. So the subconscious mind is, again, a program from when you're 0 to 7. And if you're looking at running your business, you'll start, depending on the program, you might find yourself self-sabotaging or not charging what you're worth. There's many different things. I'll share with you a story that we've introduced into our business called Profit First, and it's honouring the flow of money, but it's also honouring yourself as a business owner. And the mindset shift in just creating something like that in your business, it's made a significant change to us.
That's so good. Tell me if there's probably different stories that we've been told about money with our families. So I can think of a couple, maybe you can speak to more, but number one would be just, money doesn't grow on trees, the scarcity mindset. How about the families that didn't talk about money at all, right?
Exactly. And what what we found in that situation, a lot of parents fought around money. If we look at money as
Yes.
a leading cause of relationship breakdown, so without even talking to their children, it's how they're showing up. So you can imagine in regard to a programming sense, you're seeing your mum and dad fight and they're talking about money, and you're just thinking money's this negative thing. There's nothing good about money. All I see is mum and dad fighting around paying the bills, or they're not honouring each other, where someone's a spendthrift and they're spending all the money. So it's not even verbal, Tiralee. It's actually what we're showing, because it's all survival. When we're young, we're just learning survival.
Yes. And so there's this piece of me, Michael, as a mother of grown children, that I'm like, what have I done to my kids, right? Yeah. But the first step would be, is this like being on an airplane and putting your mask on first? Is the first step's going to be for us, and there might be other people that might think this too, I don't know, but the first step's going to be to take care of us first, right? We can't help our kids or guide them to the direction that they may need until we help ourselves. Yes? Exactly
right. And I think what we need to do, and I talk to a lot of business owners, is when we talk about vision, the majority, 95% of business owners don't have a vision on what's a great life for them. So we talk about, as I said, you're on the aeroplane. So when it comes down, so the thing comes down, you go, well, is it for me? Is it for someone else? Because there's no clear vision. So without that sort of clear vision, you can't really have an intention. So what we find, you're just going through life. I call it on autopilot, going back to the the plane story. Yep. But then you look back in 10 years and you go, what have I done? What have I achieved? Like, you're just sort of going, you'll go down side streets, whatever, because there's no clarity around really what you want to achieve in your life and what does that mean to you in an emotional sense as well. And that's where the power is.
Yeah. I always talk about the importance that we have to do our own work, right? You can say whatever you want to say, but we have to do our own work. And I think for anyone who hasn't done work around this and even explored really how this is showing up, I think it's a vital step for your success, right?
And what I'm saying globally, which excites me, is that there's this, what I call a conscious awakening. And that's because a lot of people have quietened down. And they're creating this awareness, and there's been habits that they've had all their life that haven't been serving them. So when you can be quiet and just sort of listen to them and going, well, where do they come from? Do they serve me? Do I choose to change those habits? Because this is what I want out of life. And that's the awareness is the critical piece, because you can't transform if you don't know actually what's going on. And as I said, a lot of it's subconscious. So it's having that stillness and actually having those honest conversations in the moment, going, well, why am I going down that path? It's not serving me. And then creating a new path, which everyone can do.
So good. So if you had one tip to share, if there was any, like one vital step, if people are like, okay, yeah, I get what they're talking about, I want to take a step and do something to move forward with this, what would one thing that you would suggest be?
And I'm going to share, because there'd be a number, but I'm going to try and pick the one that's created the most change for me anyway, which is, it's called a Profit First program, and we've implemented in our business, and it just creates such a shift in mindset. And generally speaking, you look at a business, so they've got one account, so money comes in, money goes out. Yep. And if there's anything left, that's mine. Yeah. And a lot of times they don't get paid what they're worth.
Yeah.
So really what we've created is all the money that comes in, so that's the revenue account. And then what you do is you pay a certain percentage to a profit account. So you're paying yourself for the risk that you take as a business owner. Then you pay your wages, so a market rate for your wages. Then you've got a tax account, and the rest is for the expenses of the business. But that's honouring you as a person, and it's honouring the flow of money. And a lot of times people come back going, if I do that, there's nothing left, or I don't have enough expenses. So they start looking at their business differently. They go, I don't think I'm charging enough, or we're spending too much money in this area. They can actually reflect, because when you're in business, you deserve to be profitable. You deserve to be successful. You deserve to have a wage that's a market rate. So when you do that first and then it comes back down to the expenses, you're going, well, I need to do a few shifts, but it creates awareness in the business. It's so powerful.
That is really powerful. I hope that people were taking notes. In fact, Terry Lee's going to go back and listen to the recording. I'm going to be like, wait, what's that again? Okay, that is very powerful. That's because so often we do just take it in, spend it, you take what's left, right?
That's right, yeah. And it's interesting, there was an analogy which when they presented the Profit First program to us, and it's really around, so a lot of revenue comes in and you've got all these expenses. It's like a leaky bucket that's just going everywhere.
Yep.
And because there's no sort of flow of money, you don't really know what you're spending it on. They likened it to a toothpaste, a jar of toothpaste. So when you've got all this money coming in there, you've got this full jar of toothpaste there and you're putting it on your toothbrush, a bit goes over the side, doesn't really matter. And then if you've actually got sort of the flow of money and you've got, well, this is my expense account, this is what I've got to pay for the business. I'm sure all your listeners, I've been through it, when you've got that toothpaste and somehow it's almost empty, but it lasts for another 2 weeks. You're squeezing it.
It lasts forever, man. It lasts forever. Yeah.
I've challenged myself, and I got up to a month once, and I thought there cannot be one bit left, but you can still get it out. So it still did service, still cleaned my teeth. It did what it should do. But it was a great analogy because it's just, if you run your business like that, and you've got this sort of intentional spending going, well, this is what I'm choosing to spend in the business, and this is why. That just makes such a difference.
Such a difference. Such a difference. So I'm just going to put this out there now. If you're resonating with what Michael's saying, if you've not connected with him on social media yet, I want to invite you to do that. And Michael, if people would like to take a conversation further with you, how do they get a hold of you?
So they can just contact me directly. So it's Michael DeHaan, MichaelDeHaan, DEHAAN, don't know my surname, at Quantum Leap, QUANTUMLEAP/global.com. And we offer, what excites me is that talking to business owners, we do a 30-minute discovery meeting, but what they get from that is just starting to get the awareness, start to look at things differently and going, I've just been what I call on autopilot. I can actually now have an awareness of things that I could change in my business that can make an impact tomorrow.
Yes.
And then it's reducing that financial stress. There's just so many people under financial stress, but there's a way that people can change that tomorrow.
Yes, so true.
And lead a healthier life. So but there's just so much value in it. There's a lot of aha moments.
Yeah, so true, so true. So Michael and I have an invitation for you all, and that is we are part of our virtual team global gathering that's happening this Thursday, North America time, Friday morning for Melbourne and Sydney. And you can find out more information at vteamgathering.com. It's listed here in the post. Our theme is expanding your money mindset. And we will be hearing more from Michael on these very important concepts. We'll also be hearing from Leslie Thomas and Chela Diaz. The event starts with an hour of global online networking. So it's a 90-minute event. We invite you to join us. Check out all the details. You can catch it live. I know for our Australian friends, it's super late. So you know what? If you'd love to hear from Michael and our other speakers, I invite you to go ahead and register, and you'll be sent the link so that you can catch the replay, because I think this is something that we all could use, like care for ourselves, care for our future, invest in this information, and see what you can do to be able to move your business forward, right? Quit being stuck, quit repeating the same patterns. So Michael and I want to invite you to join us for the event. Michael, anything you'd like to say in closing before we end?
No, I just want to endorse that, but also that living a life on purpose, living a life of abundance and vitality, which everyone can do, it's just such a change. So taking the time to learn and implement things there that are going to improve your life, your business, it's just so important, especially with what we're going through at the moment.
So true, so true. So Michael, I thank you. Thank you so much for your time today. Thank you for pouring into others every day with the work you do. Your work you do is so important. Thanks for being part of Virtual Team and our Virtual Team Global Gathering. So, Michael, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Have a great rest of your day. I'll look forward to seeing you here tomorrow on the next edition of Let's Talk Networking. And as always, let's cheer each other on and help each other grow.
Thanks, Sally.
Thank you.